Shut up and sit down.
Yeah, just start again, mate. Another White Dwarf.
Howdy guys, it's Andy from Big Max Workshop and Painting Studio, and it is another White Dwarf video. So it's December's White Dwarf, and it's the 4th of December when we received it, and it did come in a groovy sleeve. Now this bit's always been already open because I wanted to make sure what we got in it. So starting off with the freebies, because GW are cool like that, they decided to give us a few extra bits as well. So we have got some cards for Nightvolt, or Shadespire, or whatever it's called, which is a Chaos Giant, and a Minosaurium artifact for some other game, looks like Kilty, which is a Blessed Aquila. And we've got a couple of cards for Conquest, plus some other bits and pieces as well. So we have got the White Dwarf for Dice Masters, a Warhammer Champions booster card, digital, and a Gotrek Göransson card for Doomseeker. So there you are. So yeah, it's a Blackstone Fortress card for 40k players, and cards for all the different mini games what GW have got going on as well. So lots of cool stuff there for the small for the mini games. Interestingly, the Delac NECROMUNDA house has now got its own little sort of mini codex, which I thought was a nice touch. And it's a proper gaming supplement with obviously a bit of backstory about the guys. So you get to know a bit about them. The full army list, which is also really cool. Weapon references, some nice artwork, and a really cool picture of an Imperial hive. Obviously, this is NECROMUNDA itself. It is Hive Primus, and it gives you a nice idea of the scale and the sheer size of a hive city. Approximately here is actual cloud cover, so it gives you an idea of how big the bleeding things are. So yeah, they are massive. So for those of you guys who have never seen any imagery of an Imperial hive, yeah, they're impressive. Huge edifices. So White Dwarf Blackstone Fortress, obviously on the front cover, so I dare say it's going to be a Blackstone Fortress featured magazine. Now, a lot of you guys will have already seen Blackstone Fortress, or possibly even own it. We've not seen it, as it's not in our... Yeah, we can't afford it, quite frankly. Although things like these mini games are hopefully going to be able to pick up over the near future, as and when finances become available. Now, a lot of you guys will have seen the figures already. Obviously, got the new Marneus Calgar, the new Gargant, Adeptus Titanicus, knights with swords with shields. They're the Knights Cerastus, and loads of other Lord of the Rings stuff as well. So, Into the Unknown. It is obviously Blackstone Fortress, and the figures are outrageous. Obviously, you've got the Rogue Trader himself, which is an absolute stonking piece of kit. The new figures available next week, I believe. Marneus Calgar and his enemy, Harkon World Taker, I believe his name is, who looks like a Night Lord to me, but then again, I am a Night Lord fan, so pretty much everyone does. But yeah, that's definitely a model I'm considering picking up, because I would love to Night Lord that guy up. So, full spread of Blackstone Fortress in-game. Lots of interesting dice. Very, very weird looking dice. Now, for those of you who are not aware of how expensive it is, Blackstone Fortress is now available at £95 from GW. Obviously, you can pick that up from other places for a hell of a lot cheaper if you wish. But let's get into the real nitty-gritty of it. It's the models, isn't it? There's a whole bunch of models, so all your players for different factions are pretty well covered with all these interesting new characters. Now I'm hoping that GW have done what they've done with Rogue Trader and everything, which is involving, which is giving the rules for the new faction, the new characters and the new units, making them available in 40k, just like they did in Kill Team, etc. Because that would be awesome. So you got a new Chaos Lord. It's the only one available with a Thunderhammer, which is nice, and obviously you've got the 2 new Space Marines as well, which are really cool looking. And obviously you guys have all seen a lot of these figure images already through various different channels, but it's always good to see same stuff, see the things again. Rogue Psychers with their weird shaped heads and general floatiness. That's the first good image I've seen of them, and they are really, really cool. So yeah, I do like that. And I was always taken by the Traitor Guardsmen. I thought the Traitor Guardsmen looked wicked, and these images really do show them off. So I can see me picking up them at the very least to represent cultists for one of my armies. So, Imperial Nihilus Vigilus Defiant is available for pre-order on the 8th and is for sale on the 15th, and that goes for £45, and it's a big old book. It's 200 pages, and it's 115 of that is background story, so that's a lot of background to work with as well. A little bit of information here about Harkin the World Claimer. Yeah, like I say, very, very cool model. I do like that guy. And have we got a price on him? Harkin World Claimer is £20. He comes out available for pre-order on the 8th. Marnius Calgar is £32.50, available at the same time as well. But he comes with 2 Primaris Honor Guard type dudes, which, in my opinion, look better than him. So, there you are. The fact that Marnius Calgar got himself Primaris up is an interesting change in the fluff as well. So, I'm wondering how... it's interesting to see how that's going to turn out in the future for the sake of the Space Marines. Chapter approved, going to be hugely important to any Sister of Battle player, myself included. That's available at the same time. For £20, it's the 8th of December, available on pre-order, and that comes out on the 15th as well. And that's got loads of new missions and special rules, including the data seats for the Renegade Knights, along with special detachment rules for them, and rules for using the 8, which is Commander Farsight and his elite battlesuit cadre. So, yeah. Interesting times for them. Now, NECROMUNDA's obviously doing really, really well at the minute. The new independent rulebook is available for pre-order now, comes out this weekend, and that's going to be £35. And Gangs of the Underhive is available at the same time for £30. I'm guessing that gives you all the special characters plus the factions as well. Now these House Delac Gangers are really, really interesting models. I definitely could see Dodge picking up a pack of these for a painting project. And definitely down his down his alley. So yeah, they are £25 and available on the 8th as well. Obviously they come with all the extra additionals like the dice and the cards, etc. as well. The Champions of Death, Blood Bowl. These models are ace. The Blood Bowl teams have been superb up to now, and the Champions of Death being released is just beautiful. Their models are awesome. The mummies looking really dynamic and huge, and the guys just looking like they're going to fall apart at any minute. I love the look. Really good. They're coming in at £20. Spiked Journal Undead is £8. And obviously you've got the usual things with the dugouts and pitch, the Undead team cards and dice as well. They're going at £24, £15 and £7 respectively. That's something I'm definitely going to have to look into, because I've got a Goblin team which needs finishing. I do fancy having my own Blood Bowl pitch, just because I can, mainly. So we've got the Blood Bowl Almanac 2018. It's 144 pages, includes a full team listings for and battleground for the Chaos Chosen, Dark Elves and Nurgle teams, plus a close look at some of the greatest team star players. As guest editor of the Almanac, Lord Borak feels that Lord Borak is the greatest player of all time, which, yeah, he's going to be fairly impartial about that, I should imagine. Okay, the Adeptus Titanicus is available now as a battle group, which gives you 4 Titans, 2 Warhounds, a Reeve and a Warhorde, and that is £100, so that's not cheap. But if you're an Adeptus Titanicus player and you want to expand your army or want to start an army, well, that's a good way to look at it. Now, obviously, there is Adeptus Titanicus Warlord Titan with Plasma Annihilators and a Power Claw. Now, Plasma Annihilators, well, it's a plasma cannon strapped to a Titan, so it's pretty good fun, I should imagine. I don't play Adeptus Titanicus at the minute. It's definitely something I'd like to try out. But plasma cannons in all other systems generally really unreliable, and I kind of like that. That guy is 65. The Knight Cerastus for Adeptus Titanicus is 20, and the Command Terminal Pack for the Knights is 15. And obviously, it can't go without throwing a little bit of love to the Lord of the Rings. Interestingly, Theoden is being released as a single figure now. He's available right now. That's £20 as a solo figure, no longer requiring the Battle of Pelennor Fields kit, which is a nice call. Gandalf and Perrin even, 25 as a duo, with the availability to have Gandalf and Pippin on Shadowfax, or both together, or solo, which is really cool. Thorin and Azog, they've been made as a duel, with Azog being very impressive. He's a huge new model, and that is available. Let me see if I can find the price. Part of a There is no price for that, although the Armies of the Hobbit is now available. That is £35, and Gandalf's got his own white dice now, which are 8. Again, with the new Lord of the Rings dice, really, really nice. So, some more 40k supplies, such as paint racks, which are built to fit in the project boxes, which is probably a good call. The snips and modelling tools and the saws, etc., all available as well. The paint rack is £12, the project box is £50, and the paint box is £30. So loads of new bits and pieces available for the GW hardcore guys who like all the GW products, shall we say. And it's the New Year, New Army thing. So Battle Forces, there is loads, as you've already seen. You've got the new Battle Forces for 40k, are Necrons, Craftworld Eldar, Death Guard, Space Marines, Adeptus Mechanicus, and Imperial Fists. The Imperial Fist comes with a Power Fist on a Sergeant, Intercessor Sergeant for that matter, which is quite interesting. They all retail at £100, as do the Age of Sigmar Battle Force boxes for the Daughters of Cain, the Arden of Deepken, Slave to Darkness, and a Seraphon. They all retail at the same price as well. So, the Forge World Blood Angel toys, well, let's face it, they were going to be beautiful. And they really have knocked it out of the park again. The Tartarus Pattern Terminator just stacked up with detail. A nice single-edged blade as well. Not a flat panel. And really coolly, the Praetor has got a bare head or helmeted option as well. So that's really kind of cool. Again, stacked with detail. Now I do believe that there is a Leviathan available as well, done with the same kit. And the same sort of style. Which I've seen an image of, and it's absolutely stonky. So, computer games. Mechanicus is in this month's White Dwarf. I've not played it, so if any of you guys who have played it, let us know what it's like. I've just got some very cool images. I'm not even sure if it's what sort of game style it is. Is it turn-based strategy, real-time, etc.? Some more info about the entire game, and obviously a touch of info about the freebies, what you get in this White Dwarf. Also, for those guys who are into binary, there's a little binary code in this corner here for information about something to do with AdMech, I should believe. So, Horus Heresy Audio Collection. Right, let's see what that retails at. So I believe that's going to be pricey. If you want to introduce a loved one to the audio dramas of a Horus Heresy, this collection of 7 stories takes you from the horrors of Isfahan 5 to the Vaults of Terror itself. Doesn't say how much. No, we don't have a price, but obviously, as always, more books are coming out all the time. Titan Death, obviously, some kind of massive Titan battle. Tyrion and Teclis, their series of books. Another Blood Bowl book. The Beast Arises, which is a 32k era book, featuring Dawn, if I remember correctly. Another Horus Heresy audio book featuring the Ultramarines, which is set before the Battle of Calth. So some more contact from the fans. Always good to see people get in touch. Nice photo of a bloke reading his White Dwarf whilst up in the mountains somewhere. And Temporal Distort has taken us back to 2008, when it was another time of a White Dwarf, when one of the older White Dwarf models had been released. So really interesting to see that. So Middle-earth, how to get started playing your Middle-earth. So obviously there's 3 books available for Middle-earth now. You've got the Armies of a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and the Rules Kit. And it's just talking about getting started with your new factions. Blackstone Fortress, a little bit about that. Now again, I've never, I've not even looked inside the box yet. Really interesting dice, very weird looking. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And obviously fully customizable boards, making your missions very interesting. So it looks like that is a sort of a cross between an article and a battle report. And an interview with Jervis Johnson, who is a name from GW history. He's been in the game since before I got involved in this game, which is a long time ago. So he's been he was the original creator of Blood Bowl, and is still played even after 30 years. So what he's done is something impressive there. So obviously a bit more about the interview himself and the man himself, and it's a quite long interview. So Golden Demon Classic 2018. Well, obviously we've seen it's a Golden Demon entries, so you're going to see some absolutely beautiful models. I'm not sure how he's done it, but he's managed to make these wings on this play drone thingy look clear. He's managed to make it look painted in such a way that they look almost see-through, which is absolutely insane. So I dread to think how many hours that took. And as always, we've got some very, very cool models. Not surprised to see a Marathi in there. Really, really nice effect with the blood pooling upwards. It's a lovely figure, and the colour scheme, the blending is beautifully subtle. Some more Golden Demons. Got a fairly hefty Golden Demon section as always, and now it's Blood in the Streets. So City of Death rules are in 2018's chapter approved, so that's going to be cool to see. Some nice street fighting going on. And some more adverts about some of the interesting things. So that's a special edition copy of Spear of the Emperor by Aaron Dents Gaboden, and that is a lovely box set. Although I don't think my bank account can afford it, given the amount of stuff what's in there. So obviously we've got some really cool artwork as always. This is obviously going to be stuff what's been used for inspiring various different expansions and things. Raven Guard picture there, it's a really cool one. The Lord of the Dead himself, Nagash, and his huge forces. Bit more about Middle Earth and Jay talking about what how the game runs, and sort of an introductory sort of an article about it. And it's a battle report involving Corn Demons and Skaven and some Chaos Warriors versus Tree Huggers and Steampunk Dwarfs. So yeah, it's a 2-on-2 game by the looks of things. So you've got Sylvaneth and Kador and Overlords. It comes up to a ground total of 4,000 points. So it's a huge game. And obviously, Khorne and Skaven running 2 Bloodthirsters. I approve. Of course, Bloodthirsters are awesome. And I forgot what he's called. The Skaven Vermin Lord, which is also nice to see. So loads of big stuff on the battle. As always, I'm going to skip past it to get straight away from the battle report, which is a fairly lengthy battle report by the looks of things. No idea what's going on, and I don't want to spoil anything like that for you. So John Blanche doing his thing with his very, very weird looking Poxwalkers, which we should no longer be particularly surprised by, as this has been an ongoing feed of his very unusual style. So, new rules for looks like Blackstone Fortress with its own brand new mission. It only just been released and we're adding missions to it already, which is really cool. And new rules for the big guy as well in Nightbolt. A new update sheet for the Knights of Rastus, and obviously the sales section of the White Dwarf. So Paint Splatter is going to be talking about the Delac Gangers and how to get that nice dull leather looking greatcoat. Gandalf White has also got an honourable mention, so you can get his cloak looking appropriately white without it being too difficult. Pippin as well with his Gondorian tabard, and obviously as always we've got the marketing section at the back with some readers models. So we've got very nice, nicely painted and very shiny gun barrel on this knight. Done a good reflection job on that. So obviously, as always, it's congratulations to any of you guys who've got yourselves in the White Dwarf. It's great to see the readers getting their stuff in the White Dwarfs. Some very cool Desert Raider looking dudes on something that looks a bit like a Brontosaur, which is really random. And onto the in the bunker sections right at the back, a few nice little photos of Lehman Russ and some of the other interesting figures what you see knocking about these days. So there you are. That is December's White Dwarf. Loads of free stuff in there. Absolutely huge battle report. And some new rules in there as well. Thank you for watching this, guys. We do appreciate it, and obviously thank you for subscribing to our channel, and if you're a Patreon, thank you for that. So I would like to thank Joe Spearpoint, Warren Brunsden, Ludwig Hofbauer and the Orc Boys for your continued support on Patreon. You are awesome, guys. Thank you very much. And obviously if you'd like to help us out even further, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Also, a massive thank you to the Outpost, where you can get reduced price models. There is a link to our affiliate link in the description below. And if you want to catch us up with more of our hobby-related banter, etc., please check us out, and we shall catch you in the next one, guys. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.